Chelsea and Adam and Connor had some special bonding time during the Simon hostage situation, and Chance is back. Stay tuned for this week's Restless Wrap.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AFTERBUZZ TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everybody, I'm Rachel Goodman, and I'm here with Farah.
Hi guys, I'm Farah Bashir, and I miss you all.
Yeah, you are back.
I'm
so
back.
Happy that you're back.
Thanks.
We have a lot to talk about today, but be sure to stay tuned because we are going to get to our Caption That segment after we do our segments. We're also going to get to our LOL moment and our predictions at the very end. So be sure to keep on watching or else you'll miss it. Okay. So, Farah, overall thoughts this week?
Chance is really cute. That's my overall thought.
My overall thought about Chance,
Okay.
I feel like he's the next JT, but without the, psychotic break.
Ooh.
He feels very, very much like JT. He's the security guy. He does some physical.
Yes.
Yeah. He even kind of has the same look as JT.
He's also very tall.
Yeah. And kind of Southern. Did you detect an accent?
I didn't.
Me and Hubby Joe did. We were
Yeah?
like, wait, is that an accent that we're
That he's
picking up?
trying to cover up, huh?
Either that or maybe the actor just kind of has an accent.
Oh.
But we kind of were like, yeah, he kind of does sound like he's from the South. But if anyone in the chat wants to verify that for us, that would be an interesting thing to know. Other than that, I mean, I really enjoyed what they did with Chelsea and Adam. So I think that's a really good place for us to start since it was most of the week.
Yeah.
We had, and before we kind of dive in here too, I just want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. We've got Mary, Susan Russo, Kenneth Clark. Let me scroll down here. Jean's here. Y&R, General Hospital Days, all put each other days. I'm not sure what she means. Something on their website. Jean, if you want to clarify, I would be glad to read your comment. Kenneth Clark says, they have other news channels. They are messing with our soaps. It's not fair. We need our soaps. Yeah. Did you find, I don't know how you watch the soaps, but
I watched it online, but yeah, they were missing one day.
Yeah, I watch it online too, but it was like Wednesday and Thursday when Hubby Joe and I went into the DVR. Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday.
Wasn't there.
We're not there. Impeachment hearings, and then, unfortunately, the shooting that had happened.
Yeah.
But Mary, can't wait to see who Rachel chooses for Caption That. Yes, we are going to get there. And then we also have Todd Beaton's here. And I just want to give a shout out to Mary Dell. She left a comment on Restless Wrap on the Facebook page saying, Chelsea is really irritating. Nick, dump her, please. Yep, I'm going to give 2 thumbs up to that.
Here's 4 thumbs up.
Yes, 4 amazingly, 4 thumbs agreeing with you, Mary, because I am pretty annoyed with Chelsea in general. Farrah, how do you feel about her?
No, she's very annoying.
I think what's annoying me, and this goes back weeks to when they brought Adam back on the show again, I'm annoyed that Chelsea's not handling things on her own. This is 2019, and Chelsea's the damsel in distress.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, why are you laundering money, girl?
And
what are you thinking?
And the whole thing with Nick, I don't even think she cares about him anymore. She spent this whole week pretty much with Adam. Now, granted, not on purpose because she didn't mean to end up being taken hostage.
Yeah.
But just watching them. Okay, so before we even get there though, Chelsea was just super paranoid. We had Nick preparing his whole campaign and trying to get that organized. We had Jack and Nikki helping him, which I thought was really nice. But Chelsea, she was just a wreck. And it's like, okay, calm down. She's an experienced con woman. She's freaking out. I mean, she irritates me. And
she's been so dismissive, you guys, of Nick. And the whole time, I'm just like, Nick, I love you. I'm so sorry you're dealing with this. was so sad for her. For him.
Nick's like the poor puppy dog.
I see codependent behavior in Nick, and I feel so bad because he's really neglecting himself and like sacrificing so much of himself to take care of Chelsea, and he's really not getting anything in return.
And it's crazy how different he is with different females, because we've seen him, most recently we've seen him with Phyllis and Sharon, and obviously Chelsea too, but with Phyllis and Sharon, I feel like maybe it was just the type of place that he was in at that moment, but with both of them, he had like this dominant attitude of, I'm gonna step up and do this, but then anytime Chelsea's around, both times, like that, you know, because we had Phyllis and Sharon in between, his 2 times with Chelsea, every time I've seen him with Chelsea, he's it's weird. It's like he still keeps that dominant, like, I'm the man, I'm going to go after Adam.
He's definitely still a man.
But he also is so, like, he doesn't, I feel like he kind of takes a step down from, I need to go and do this and this and this for us, and sort of turns more into like the family man who works with Chelsea. Yeah. But she is always scheming him, and not even, like, even if she's not scheming him, she's always lying to him and keeping him out of things, and then getting mad at him when he lies to her. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm over their relationship.
I concur. I think the 3 of us are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me, you, and what was her name?
Mary,
yeah,
definitely. And Mary's in the chat now, too.
Hey, Mary!
Mary, that's me, Rachel. Hi, Mary. Thanks for your comment. We always appreciate them. Todd Beaton, no. Nick and Sharon forever. I agree with you, Todd. I want to see Sharon and Nick, and that's what I kept saying. And like even in like interviews that I've seen Josh Morrow give, like he is very much about the Sharon-Nick relationship.
Yes.
So I think it's only a matter of time, but we have Sharon kind of with Ray at this point. I mean, I would say yes. And then Nick kind of still with Chelsea. But, all right. So we have, and we have Dwight Lemons here too. What happens to Billy Abbott? His dark side could return. We will definitely talk about that, Dwight. But first, let's keep going with Chelsea and Connor and Adam. Okay. So we kind of have all of these crazy events leading up to one, Adam is about to take Connor away. But then before we get there, Connor wants him to try one more time to get Chelsea to go with them. So they end up going to the Dark Phoenix. Abby somehow gets mixed up in all of this. And then Simon finally kind of goes over the edge and actually, you know, holds everybody up. And then we get stuck with Abby, Connor, Chelsea, Adam. And Adam, I actually loved these moments because I loved how Adam stepped up and was very protective of Chelsea.
Oh, it was so sexy. Yeah, I feel like sorry.
I'm like, I really enjoyed those moments, Farrah. Oh, it was hot.
Yeah, it was hot. You guys, I can't. Okay.
It showed character. Farrah, it was hot.
It was hot. Okay. We saw a whole new side of Adam this week. Am I right?
You are totally right. And I think that we've been seeing a gentler side to Adam.
Much gentler side.
Now that he is, now that he is parenting Connor, I feel like he's kind of stepped out of the ring of crime. He's trying to be a good person. I feel like having Connor gives him purpose. Yeah. And before he was putting his life's work into the bad things, and now his son is his life. And I feel like that changes everything. And whenever I see Connor, Adam, and Chelsea together, I feel like they are the right family unit.
I 100% agree.
It just organically feels right. I feel the chemistry. I feel the love they both have for Connor. Connor is better when they're together. But on top of that, I hate to put it like this, but I feel like they're all, like the 3 of them, including Connor, kind of have a dark edge, including the little boy. Yeah. And I feel like that makes them even more perfect for each other.
Yeah, they're like the perfect family unit. They just make sense. Yeah. Like a puzzle piece.
Yeah, and it feels, especially seeing them together in this moment in heat of danger. Poor Connor, by the way.
I know.
I felt extremely bad for him, and this is just going to add even more onto what he's dealing with. I thought when Simon was making the deal with the cops that he was going to end up taking him. What did you think?
Oh, so did I.
Yeah.
100%. I'm actually a little bit disappointed as to like how everyone was just set free so easily, and the hostage situation was just like a thing of the past come the next episode.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a little bit more thrill from that storyline.
I was hoping for more too. The other thing, and this could just be because it's a soap and they have to pace it this way, I felt like there was a bit of a tug and a pull. So I feel like what they were trying to do with the scene was have this really fast-paced, like action, and then suddenly they'd cut to Nikki and Jack. And it's like, boom, boom, boom. Well, let's sit here and have some tea and discuss Nick's campaign.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was taking me out of the whole entire storyline, the excitement. Yeah. I think that they should have just focused on it for a couple of episodes. And I think that Simon, he should have eventually taken Connor. And here's the thing. So Stanislavski, for any actors out there, he said that if you bring out a gun, it should go off. Now, why was there a gun?
And it didn't go off.
It did not go off. And like that, I mean, that's with anything. It doesn't have to be a gun, but if you're bringing something like that out, I just felt like
let it fit its purpose.
Yeah, and like do something with it.
Yeah.
I thought that Connor was going to get shot. I thought that Adam was going to get shot. Chelsea, I guess they didn't necessarily have to have someone get shot. I mean, that's pretty dark, but they've done it before.
Yeah.
And I just figured the gun was there. Why? Like it didn't. I didn't feel intimidated because Simon was not actually threatening anyone. He just kept saying, "Oh, well, I'm gonna do this. Guess what?" And then he would grab Connor. But then he wouldn't do anything about it. So how did you feel about this whole sequence?
No, I agree with you. There should have been more excitement. There should have been more thrill. They had the whole playing field ready to kind of emphasize on all this, and it was just kind of like dull. The ending was dull. It was too easy. Not that I want someone to get shot, but how much would it add to the storyline? Let's say if like Connor was in the hospital and it just brought Chelsea and Adam together. Like I said, I was disappointed that, the very next episode, it was like life was normal.
And then we went back to the Dark Phoenix and Abby was like, oh, well, now people don't want to stay here again. And it's like, okay, that's boring. You've done this. Hello, we just had the Molly situation.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was just, and then they're trying to bring Phyllis in with the security situation.
Why is Phyllis head of security, but there's nobody underneath her? She's like how can you be head of something when there's literally nobody to oversee?
Yeah.
Like, we have not been introduced to any other security members of the hotel. This is where I just wish that they would, like, the writers and, like, the production team would, like, think about these things so that it would be more realistic for the audience. This is not realistic. Phyllis is head of what security team?
Exactly. And that's why I feel like there are things I very much enjoy that they do, but then there's other times like this where it's like, okay, there's only one security person.
Yeah.
And then conveniently this is kind of jumping around a little bit, but just like since we're talking about this, Billy and Victoria, when they end up like, sleeping together in the office and randomly there's a secretary. And
I noticed that too.
Yeah, and she's like making like really awkwardly like overly acted funny faces at them.
Guys, she had her 5 seconds of fame, and I bet you she called all her friends and she's like, y'all, look at my facial expression in that 5 seconds.
You will not forget me, because believe me, I won't forget her.
I mean, she definitely had an impact on us. So.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, that's not how you act. She was just like, because it's like, I mean, if I overheard this in an office, yes, like I would probably be making an awkward face.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be like that. I mean, anyone in the chat who has a comment about this, please share, because that was just awkward.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
I wish we could find out what her name is.
We should
give her a shout out.
I'm going to go back and look her up.
I need to give Secretary Lady a shout out. We have to figure it out.
And for next show, I'm going to screenshot it and bring it in.
Yeah.
And we'll make it our, like, even though we're going to have another law moment, obviously, for next week we'll have 2 law moments because she deserves our honorary laughter.
She really does. We want to turn that 5 seconds of fame to 15.
Yeah.
And I think we should do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we have her. We don't even know her name.
We don't know her name.
What happened to Tim at Jabot? Gloria hasn't been around. But then we had Tim.
Yeah.
And Tim, I liked Tim. I was very offended that we did not get to say goodbye to Tim.
Yes.
And he hasn't- Yes. So, okay.
Give these extras some more time, guys.
Seriously. Oh, Tim had some lines.
Yeah, he did.
He did. He was there that one scene when the window at Jabot got smashed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, this lady didn't even get a line, poor thing.
She just got to react.
Like, can't you guys give her 5 lines so at least she can be like, you know, like she can put this on her resume?
Exactly. Couldn't it be like, you know, when Harry met Sally, I'll have what she's having, like just something.
Imagine she puts it on her resume like, lady who made a smirk on The Young and the Restless.
Because what do you call that role?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's so sad. It's such a disservice.
Or like she could put it on her reel.
Her smirk.
Her smirk. All right, well, let's kind of jump back a little bit.
Wow, we talked so much about this extra lady idea.
For next week, we're going to bring her back.
We love you, extra lady.
We do. She made an impression on both of us. And, yeah, after Ryan says, Chekhov's gun. So... All right, so let's talk a little bit more about Chelsea and Adam, and then we'll jump here. Okay, so we had a little bit going on with Amanda at the same time. Not to dive into predictions, but what did you make of everything going on with Chance and Amanda, really, and finding out that Chance is not actually the real Chance was not he didn't hire Amanda.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. I want to know who it was now. Yeah, I'm like intrigued.
And Amanda, a couple weeks ago, did say that old guy. And remember, everybody was confused?
She said his voice was old, right?
Yeah. And because I guess she had never seen him.
Right.
Now, it's so obviously leading to Colin.
Right.
And we haven't seen Jill. We know that she's theoretically off trying to find him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm a little frustrated with the Amanda storyline, too, because... I just feel like they're wasting the fact that they brought Michelle Morgan back
for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Like okay, it would be much more interesting to me if she was Hillary.
I think it is Hillary, and I'll tell you why. Chance said something that I thought was interesting. He said something about the real you will shine through, or the real you will. Do you remember that line?
Yeah.
And it was direct. It wasn't directed towards her, but. I feel like when she heard that line, she had a reaction.
And every time they've brought up her social media and any kind of online presence,
there's none,
she's
right?
always saying, well, I don't want to exist online. I don't need to take a picture of my food. Okay, fine, but, and I know,
Hillary.
There are people out there who are like that, and, you know, respect to them, but I just highly doubt that, like... I highly doubt it. Like, I just really feel like that's another clue that this could be Hillary and that maybe she just doesn't remember. Yeah. But it's just really shady business, and I'm curious what they end up doing with it. But right now, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. Like, that's that's nice. But I did like that she and Kane got a couple of scenes together, and I almost feel like we know that Kane's leaving, but if he wasn't, I would almost feel like they might be trying to pair Kane and Amanda up. Or Amanda and
But that just
Nate.
goes to show if they wanted to keep him around, they could have.
They could have, yeah. They could have. I think that there's people out there who would have been all for Amanda and Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just makes me wonder why they didn't want to keep him around.
Yeah.
This just, I mean, obviously this is like outside of the plot of the show topic, but it makes me wonder,
just from, you know, like a working relationship perspective. Yeah,
I wonder if he had some kind of falling out with the writers. we'll probably never find out.
Probably not. Maybe.
Unless he wants to come on the show and tell us.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we're always open to that.
Yeah.
Let me just tune in with the chat here. Mary, Colin's coming back. Maybe it's him. Kenneth Clark, I'm loving Amanda and Nate. Hashtag a mate. And then Susan Russo says that her technical title, the woman that we keep referring to, is administrative assistant.
Okay.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Well, we like her regardless of her title.
And let's see. Susan Russo, if Amanda is in on it, she's doing a pretty good job of hiding it. Yeah, I don't think I really think that she just lost her memory.
Yeah.
I think that, because I don't think that she really knows what's going on. I think she's confused.
I think she's confused too.
And I think that if she really knew, I don't think, she seems like a good person. So from how she's played this anyway. So I don't think that she'd be trying to mess with people.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. Okay, so the only other thing I want to mention about the whole situation with Chelsea and Adam is just the very end of the hostage situation, where we get to Chelsea and Nick talking, and it just felt really distant. And then all of a sudden she went over and she sat with Connor and Adam, and Adam kissed her on the forehead, and it just felt like they were a loving family unit. What did you make of all of that?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's done for Nick and Chelsea. It's done. Do you remember the part where, God, I don't remember the exact lines, but Nick said something about Adam, and as Chelsea was walking out, she said, Adam will always be Connor's father. Do you remember that line?
Yeah, and I remember, and then the whole conversation they had about everything, where Nick and Chelsea, I don't even think it's just Chelsea. I think that Nick doesn't feel that strongly for her either, but I think he wants to, and I think he wants to believe in this, and I feel like their relationship is one of those where both parties don't really have strong romantic feelings, but because if Nick really did have these crazy feelings for her, he would have been more pissed off at everything.
To me, it just seems like it's really one-sided.
Yeah.
I feel like she doesn't care very much.
Yeah. I think that, I don't know. I feel like for him, it's just the fact that she left him before, and now she's back, and yeah. So, all right. Before we move on to our next topic, let's give an announcement for the group.
Sure. We just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in every week. You guys are such loyal fans, and we love chatting with you all. If you guys are watching us on iTunes, please be sure to click like and subscribe. And if was that iTunes or YouTube?
So on
iTunes, you can give us 5 stars, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're watching us on iTunes, give us 5 stars. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can click like.
You can click
and
like
subscribe.
And subscribe to the different channels. We've got drama, we've got sci-fi, we have a whole bunch. We have reality TV, so if you love that, definitely follow there as well. And if you don't, so I know how I am. When I subscribe, I don't feel like getting a bunch of notifications. You guys can actually turn that off too.
Yeah.
So it's let us know that you did do all of these things, and we will give you a shout out.
Yeah. So we have a variety of shows, whether it be, it's not just daytime. So we have nighttime and reality shows and all that stuff too. So thanks again for tuning in, and please make sure to keep commenting so we can continue the conversation.
Well, thank you, Farah. All right. Let's just, before we get to our segments, let's just talk about really quickly the aftermath of everything with the hostage situation. We pretty much, we talked about the problems with people booking at Dark Phoenix. What did you make of the conversation between Phyllis and Adam and Chance, and just everything going on with Chance?
I don't know why Phyllis is getting involved with the situation. What's your take on that?
She's being really weird, more weirder than normal.
What does she have to get out of it?
The problem with this version of Phyllis if this was Gina, like, I feel like she would just be acting differently.
Yeah.
And that there would be...
Yeah, that's something I noticed, too.
We would know more of why she was getting involved. But this Phyllis, I feel like she keeps trying to, like, weasel her way into things.
Yeah.
And that, okay, fine, like, she wants to be involved with Adam in terms of business, and she wants to keep getting him back into the dark side.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like maybe her thing is she wants to someday get Dark Phoenix and kind of pull the rug on everybody and have it for her own.
Okay.
That's what I feel like is going on here. But it's kind of confusing because she keeps trying to pull Adam into this when he clearly does not want to be involved.
Yeah, and like I said, I feel like we saw a whole new version of Adam this week.
Yeah.
So I just don't think he wants to be involved with Phyllis anymore.
No, and she's not getting the hint.
No.
And I think it was, I think Adam actually said this, that she is probably never going to get the hint, but he's going to keep trying anyway to tell her no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like now she wants to get involved with Chance somehow.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what to make of Chance yet. He seems like an honest guy.
He does.
But with some gray area there.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if he was hooked up with Adam in Las Vegas. There's something.
Oh, of course.
There's something that we don't quite know yet.
There's something there.
Yeah. Let me see if there's any. Okay, so Todd Beaton, Abby, and Chance will get together. The writers don't know what to do with Phyllis, and I agree with that, definitely. Susan Russo, I could never act like Phyllis did with Adam and Chance, and that was in response to Mary. Mary says Phyllis is annoying. This version of Phyllis is annoying.
I disagree because I love her so much. I think what's interesting about her acting style is that she brings a lot of humor to her version of Phyllis.
Yeah.
I feel like Gina didn't. And it's not to say that one way is right and one way is wrong.
Yeah.
It's definitely a different approach.
I think that more or less what it is for me is, like Todd said, the writers are not handling the Phyllis character the right way.
Okay.
And I think that a switch in actors does make a difference.
Right.
And you have to kind of write it a different way, and I just don't think that they are comfortable yet. Maybe they just haven't found their groove with her at this point. It's nothing against the actress. I think she's phenomenal, but Phyllis as a character right now just isn't doing it for me because they're not using her the right way.
Yeah, well, they better figure it out because I feel like they have a long-term contract that they both agreed on.
And this is kind of random, but Susan Russo asks, Rachel, will you be hosting a show for Ray Donovan? Just to take a really quick break, yes, we are doing Ray Donovan tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the first episode for Season 6.
Aww.
And I will be there.
Yay! How exciting!
Yes, to answer your question. And then Kenneth Clark, they had a good family moment between Chelsea, Connor, and Adam. All right. And then the last thing to mention, and then we'll get to our segments, is Nick's candidacy. He is no longer running. That kind of upset me.
No, it made me sad too.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. He wasn't doing it entirely for himself. He was really doing it because he had a bigger purpose. He really wanted to help the less fortunate. And I thought that was so special and so awesome. And it's the real reason why any candidate should run. It's for the betterment of the public, right?
Yeah.
And it's just really unfortunate that this situation held him back.
Yeah, it is, especially when it wasn't his fault. And I feel bad for Jack and Nikki because they were really trying to, figure this out for him. And then he's like, no, sorry, not running.
I know.
When we get to predictions, I'll say a little bit more about it because I don't think that we've seen the end of this.
Okay.
But for now, let's go ahead and get to our segments. Our first segment is Caption That. And we have a picture. All right.
Caption That. The photo right now. Sorry about that, y'all.
It's okay.
Thought I had it.
So, just as he's
Here it
pulling
is.
up, cool, got it.
Sorry about
We do this every week now where we post a picture on the Restless Wrap. That's at Restless Wrap on Facebook. This was this week's Caption That photo, and I asked everybody who was on that page to give a caption for how they saw it. And Kenneth Clark said his caption is, "Oh, Billy Miller is not playing Billy anymore. It's you, Jason Thompson from General Hospital." Mary Dell says, "Hey, Billy, wipe that smirk off your face and get out of my CEO chair now." And then she had the sunglasses smiley face. And then Todd Beaton said, "Thank God it's not Adam, and I just put all my pictures up so we know Adam will be CEO next year." Okay, so, Farrah, which one did you like the best?
I just kept thinking of my own in my head. I'm sorry.
What's your own?
I don't know how appropriate this is, but I was thinking.
Okay, now we have to hear
We've
it.
been so appropriate this whole show.
Just think.
I was thinking, who's your daddy? Sorry, guys.
Oh, man. Okay, and if I had to give one, first of all, I really liked Todd's. Thank God it's not Adam, and I just put all my pictures up. We'll know he'll be here next year.
You know, I was thinking that, right? Because usually her dad sits in that chair.
Yeah, and now it's hers.
So
and
now it's Billy sitting in that chair.
Right.
How do you know what I'm talking about? Do you watch Young and the Restless?
Oh yeah, YNR every week.
Wait, I didn't even know you watched. Oh, that's awesome. Our producer actually watches. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Cool. Well,
yeah.
yeah. All right, if I had to give one off the top of my head, I would say, I don't know, something like just keeping the seat warm. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Something like that. Next week I'll come up with a better one. All right, before I make a fool of myself, let's get to our actual law moment. All right, so Farrah, was this the video you sent for the law moment?
Yeah, it is. So before you start it, like we were talking a little bit earlier about how this Phyllis kind of brings humor into her character. And so I was watching this and I was like, this is hilarious because it really points to the fact that she really does bring humor into her character. So yeah, let's play the video.
Is there any way I can check the hotel security system without you?
No, there is not.
Is there a magical button I can push to make you stop talking?
You're not the only one who has had that fantasy.
Not bad.
Oh, I remember this.
And there is a way to get me to stop talking.
Oh my God.
Hey, Chance.
He's just like, what? Okay, that was hilarious. I do remember that moment. Mine is also a Phyllis moment. Well, it has to do with Phyllis, but it's actually Nick. Nick calling Phyllis a chicken after Abby and Nick asked her why she isn't running for office. Yeah, me too. And then Phyllis kissing Nick on the cheek. Like, what? Yeah. I was like, okay. All right. For our final segment, let's get to our predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Farrah, would you like to start?
No.
Okay. I'll start then.
Okay.
Let's talk about Nick in this campaign business because I don't think it's done. I think that we're going to have him decide. I don't know if he's even going to decide. I think it's going to be decided for him, or like someone is going to come back and say, hey, you really need to be running. Like, what can I do to convince you? And then they're going to find a way for him to decide, or they're just going to find a way for him to do it anyway. So that's what I think is going to happen with him. I also think that obviously Chelsea's going to get with Adam. I mean, that's a given.
Yeah.
And then I would really like, excuse me, I would really like to see Chance with maybe Phyllis. That would be kind of interesting.
Honestly, I would like that too.
Yeah.
But I see Chance with Abby. I think that's where they're going with that.
Yeah.
But I think it would be so much hotter if he was with Phyllis. Like,
especially after that innuendo.
yes, that was so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see that, and then I see Chelsea getting with Adam and completely leaving Nick, and I
Yeah.
think that's what's gonna like put the fire under his butt and like make him wanna go back into candidacy and run.
Yeah.
And then what else? Oh, and I definitely think it's Colin that's up to this whole Will situation. So I think they're gonna bring him back on the show, and I'm starting. You know, initially I didn't agree with you, but now I do. I do think that Amanda is in fact Hillary.
Yeah, I think so too. I still think that I will until they confirm that it is definitely like 150% not true.
Yeah.
I will always believe that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but we'll see what they do with it.
Yeah.
Farrah, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me at AfterBuzz TV.
That is a wonderful place to find you.
Yes.
I am Rachel Goodman. You can find me on Twitter at Rach Goodman or on Instagram on my author pen name, which is at Rachel Radner Author. You can also find us on the at Restless Rap Facebook page. Be sure to like and follow so that you always see our updates and our caption that, as well as the link to the show. Also, if you watch Ray Donovan, as we mentioned earlier, you can see me there tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm also on the Man in the High Castle show tonight. We're doing both. We're doing 2 recaps. We're doing one at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and one at 10 p.m. And then if you watch his Dark Materials, I will be on that show on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time doing the recap. Until next week, everybody, we will see you later. Have a wonderful week.
Our
Bye.
founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.